In a world where losing in your fantasy football league isn't an option, we present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
Hey YouTubers, if you like what you see, make sure you click subscribe below. Today's going to be our Thursday night triple threat episode, Saturday edition, and because he's so salty, he's going to need some saltine crackers today.
Losing in your fantasy football league isn't an option. We present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
No water, you can't have water, yeah. Not even pink water.
Before though. Yeah, I would think. To me, strawberry milk's not gross. Regular milk is absolutely disgusting. Chocolate milk is the best of the three.
There's no argument here. There's no argument. Chocolate milk's the best. But after that, it's
Regular milk is the worst.
Of all the milks, you chose strawberry, which is the nastiest one of them all.
I feel like when I burp first,
That's okay. Burping is allowed.
Stopping to burp is okay.
This actually tastes,
Actually tastes better than I thought it was going to taste.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And we're back. Triple Coverage Podcast, TCP. We're here on our Thursday night triple threat episode. Obviously, the Saturday edition. There is no Thursday game, so we're going to break down both Saturday games, and we're also going to review last Thursday's game, which was the last Thursday night game of the year.
Yeah, Kansas City and Chargers, right?
And it was actually a pretty good one. It was a good finish. We'll talk about that in a second. I am here with my brother James.
What's up, guys?
You can find him on Twitter at TripleCodeJames.
Correct.
And I am your other co-host, Jay, and you can find me at TripleCodeJ on Twitter.
You can. Find us there, slide into our DMs, ask us your questions, sit-start matchups, maybe dynasty questions moving on for the future, dynasty worth, player worth, player values, all that kind of stuff. We'll be more than happy to answer your questions if you want to reach out to us off air.
You can also DM us on Instagram too. So Triple Coverage Podcast on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
We put up a little video that you can go check out. It's a little prequel to a song that you're going to do later on.
I had to practice my song because I lost another bet on top of the punishment. So I got 2 punishment episodes for me. It's a double punishment episode for James. It's not good.
You lost an immediate dividends wall bet.
Yeah, and you know what? I contemplated waiting a week to do it and write a song and do all this other kind of stuff, but then I'm like, you know what? We might not be recording next Tuesday because of Christmas and Christmas Eve and everything. Matter of fact, I know we're not recording, so I had to pump it out this morning. At 7 o'clock in the morning, I wrote the song, and I'll be performing it today. Spoiler alerts, it's Alanis Morissette, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, and
I don't want to give too much.
It's not a song to Dave Coulier.
It's not a song to Dave Coulier. That's for sure. All right.
Uncle Joey?
Yeah, I know exactly what it is. Gladstone? Joey Gladstone. Cut it out. Come on, quit it.
All right, so let's go right into it so we can get done with this episode and we don't take up an hour of your time. Chargers and Chiefs. Great game. It started off all Chiefs in this game, and Phillip Rivers had a terrible first half. He had 2 picks, didn't throw for very many yards. And
is he the new garbage time quarterback?
I don't think so, because I think that almost every game this year, they've been in every game. It's just they started off really, really poorly.
But if there's a quarterback that you want on your roster that is, you could say, hey, this guy's going to be down 14 points going into the fourth quarter. Is there anybody better than Phillip Rivers?
No, and I'll tell you right now,
he's awesome in the second half when he's down.
Like I'm not a Chargers fan by any means, but I would like to see Rivers get to a Super Bowl before he retires.
It would be cool because I like his passion. I like that he's always fired up. He's always yelling and screaming. And
he's got 17 kids.
He cares. Like, he cares so much, it seems like, about everything. And that helmet to helmet that he did take, though, when he first jumped up and started complaining about it and the clock was still running, I was like, come on, stop complaining. Like, it wasn't that bad. Then they replayed it, and it was definitely
bad.
Helmet to helmet, and it could have knocked him out for a while. I'm surprised he didn't have a concussion after that.
Yeah, he should have, if he was going to waste that much time anyways, he should have just laid down on the ground and maybe the refs would have went back and looked at it.
Yeah,
and
I was
said,
like, come on, man. Like, I get you want to complain, but let's go. Like, the clock's running here, guys. Let's go.
But to me, what a finish. Like, this had nothing to do with Pat Mahomes, even though he had a very mediocre game, which actually did cost me my semifinal round in one league. I had him and Kelsey, which both put up duds.
They did.
By their means.
What about Keenan Allen, if you want to talk about duds?
I had Keenan Allen in the same exact league, so I had 3 guys going. I had Pat Mahomes, Keenan Allen, and Travis Kelsey, and those 3 guys combined for like 26 points. So
you knew before Sunday that you had an outside chance of winning. Same with me. I had Keenan Allen. I thought he made a great catch in the end zone that they called it back. That's a play they actually got hurt on. Didn't return after that, and ended up being a whole Mike Williams breakout game, which if you do own Mike Williams in Dynasty, and you're thinking about flipping them, now will be the time after that game. 7 catches, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had a touchdown running, 1 attempt for 19 yards and a touchdown with a little bit of trickery that he got in there. But this is a Mike Williams that we thought we were going to see when they did draft him.
Out of Clemson, yeah.
Out of Clemson with his back injury. Now he's fully healthy, and he's getting a little bit more of a role in this offense. And him and Tyrell Williams still, for me, competing for the number 2. But going into next season, I think it's clear-cut that Mike Williams should be that number 2 guy outside of Keenan Allen.
And I love the play call at the very end of the game. They could have went for the tie and gone to overtime and taken it 28-28, but they knew that it's tough to win in Arrowhead. And Rivers has actually struggled historically in Arrowhead. He hasn't put up big games there. So they let's go for 2. And I was like, what balls? Because this is for the division, possibly.
You know what's funny? Did you see the meme with Stan's dad?
No.
He's got the wheelbarrow with the 2 balls, and they're like Phillip Rivers and Charger fans leaving Kansas City tonight, and it's got his 2 big balls in the wheelbarrow or whatever. Because that was a ballsy call, but I loved it. I mean, I thought, you know what? If they get it, great. Now they're competing for the number 1 in the AFC. Basically, that first round bye. There was a huge game for them, division game on top of it. I love the call there. And I usually don't like those calls, but on the road, and what was that staked? I didn't mind because they just got that drive there on an all-time high, and then the 2-point conversion. Mike Williams, no one was within 15 yards of him.
I think it caught KC off guard. I don't think KC thought they were going to actually go for 2, and then all of a sudden they line up, and yet no one was picked. It wasn't like a pick play. Williams just ended up wide open, miscommunication, and it was the easiest 2-point conversion I've ever seen in my life.
Right. There's 2 surprises in the game. Damian Williams actually looked like a good running back. I think that whoever is the number 1 running back in Andy Reid's system is a must start. And this week it happened to be Damian Williams. He only had 10 carries for 49 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. He also had 6 catches for 74 yards, which is where he did a lot of his damage there too. So even without the 2 touchdowns, he still had a very productive game with the 6 catches and 74 yards.
Yeah, he caught all 6 of his targets.
Yeah, 6 targets, 6 catches, but even just that's 13.5 points without any rushing whatsoever. Then you add the rushing and then 2 touchdowns, obviously. So if you did have the balls enough to play Damian Williams, which I did in my league, I won in one of my leagues I played him in. I lost in the other one that I played him in, but he's got me 30 points in one league.
I played him in the Venetian Dealer League, and it helped me get me to the. I picked him up on waivers actually the week before.
So did I, yeah.
And when they said that Ware was going to be questionable, then they pronounced him out. I had Damian Williams. I was like, you know what? I'm going to roll with Damian Williams. I also, like you, played Justin Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Once I found out that Eckler was going to be out and Melvin Gordon wasn't coming back, I thought they were going to give this kid the ball a lot. They gave him 16 carries.
Yeah, he basically bailed you out there with that touchdown, though, because without that touchdown, he only had, 5 plus the 3 catches, so 8, 9, 10. He had about 11.5-ish points, maybe 12, depending on your league.
Mm-hmm.
Full-point PPR with that touchdown, though, got you about 18 points, and it was very solid. That's back-end running back 1. If the guy can get you 18 to 20 points, he probably definitely helped you out, especially if you were the Melvin Gordon owner.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great substitute to put him in there. So
yeah, and then on the receiving end too, like you said, Mike Williams had that big game with the 2 touchdowns. Looked like a beast, but Tyrell Williams got 12 targets. Once Keenan Allen went out, it was literally the Williams and Williams show. Benjamin had 3 targets, but it was pretty much just those 2 guys getting everything, and they both looked good. 6 for 71 and 7 for 76. It's just Mike Williams had the 2 touchdowns.
So in our wall bets, James had Phillip Rivers, who got me 27.5. I had Keenan Allen, who got me 0 total, and I had Tyreek Hill, got me 7.1.
Another guy that could have cost you in your semifinal round if you had Tyreek Hill. He's been just killing it all year long.
I felt very good going into this game with Rivers, Allen, and Hill. I really did.
He has notoriously just killed Casey Hayward as far as coverage. He his own Casey Hayward.
But he was
coming off that heel injury, and so maybe that might have slowed him up a little bit. But 4 for 46.
I did say that. I'm like, you know what? I just don't know. I don't feel great about starting Tyreek Hill because of his his heel injury. And he proved that he wasn't the same guy.
But you had to start him.
You had to. Jay had Pat Mahomes, got 21.02. He had Gordon, but because Gordon didn't play, I let him get Jackson, and this was the exact difference. Jackson had 17.5 points. Jay beat me by 17.02.
Woo!
So literally all Jackson, and Kelsey only got 13.10. But again, Jay wins by 15.02. I'm sorry, 17.02, and Jackson had 17.5. So he was your savior, because if we didn't do the whole Gordon doesn't play Jackson type of thing, Hill and Allen and Gordon would have got 0, and I would have won by 0.1.
But truth be told, we've been doing that all season. If there's a guy that's heavily questionable or doubtful, we've been and we did it actually. Matter of fact, today with the Saturday games that we're going to talk about here in a few minutes, we did the same thing with the Melvin Gordon because Chargers are playing again on Saturday.
So the punishment was crackers. So I got to eat 6 saltine crackers in 2 minutes, and what's the worst thing ever is I woke up this morning with a little bit of a sore throat. I can tell I'm definitely getting a cold or some form coming on, so I'm already having
a little tickle
in my throat of like being dry and the season change being in the winter time. So it's already was going to be hard enough. Now we add that to it. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. That's the thing.
Are these actual saltines or are these the generic version?
No, I don't do
like
generic.
From Target.
No.
These are actual saltines.
Yeah, of course. So it's 6 of them, right?
Very
so
bougie.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's very AJ Bougie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6. No water, no nothing to wash it down with. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but
I don't know.
Can I get a drink of water first? I won't hold it in my mouth, I promise.
Yeah, you can get a drink of water first.
That's what she said.
And then I'm gonna go on to talk about Saturday's games. There's 2 of them while you're eating your crackers. Oh, I have to start a timer for 2 minutes, don't I?
Well,
Wow, I guess you get a few seconds extra there.
the first one goes down easy.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah. It's that 4th and 5th one.
Let's go. We're gonna go to the Week 16 games before we spin the wheel. Before we tell you what players we have. Saturday at 1:30 West Coast time, you have the Washington Redskins at the Tennessee Titans. It looks like the Titans are going to be favored by 10 points in this game, and the over-under is 37.
First 2 down. Very easy.
Now, I don't know about you, but doesn't 10 seem outrageously high for this point spread? Like, Washington just came off a huge win against Jacksonville. Josh Johnson is actually playing 10 times better than Mark Sanchez was. You're talking about a 10-point spread.
Yeah.
Anything to say over there?
I think they're going to use Derrick Henry a lot in this first half. He's coming off another 170-yard game, so look for both teams to try to run the ball. I don't trust Josh Johnson or Mariota, so look for a lot of running.
Yeah, the thing that stood out to me, though, is when you're looking at like points per game. Tennessee's putting up 19.1 points per game this year, and Washington's putting up 18.9. So that's very similar. So to have a team be favored by 10 points like this just seemed like it was super, super high. I thought this line should have been more like a 5.5. You win by 2 field goals, maybe you win by a touchdown. But to have it at 10, more than likely, unless this line moves quite a bit, I'm probably going to take Washington plus that 10 points and just hope for a backdoor cover.
What's my time over there? I'm going to try and get down 7.
You have 37 seconds, so that's the last one there.
Uh-huh.
So defense-wise, though, Washington lets up a little bit. They let up 22 points a game, and Tennessee lets up 18 points a game. Not much of a big difference there, but I do think it's going to be heavily run by Derrick Henry in this game.
I'm going to put down 8.
So really, there's nothing wrong with the saltine crackers at
I think it's
all.
supposed to be 1 minute.
Oh, is that what it is? 1 minute? Yeah, you gave yourself a little extra
Well, you
minute
wait
there.
for me to start talking. This is starting to get hard now, though. But it's like cement in my mouth.
It's not like the crackers still, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can't drink any water either, bub. No big names out. Obviously, Washington's down to their 4th quarterback, which we already know. Jordan Reed, I don't believe he's going to play. They have him listed as questionable.
What's that noise?
That's your that's your timer. Your
I'm
timer's
done.
up.
I mean,
Your
both are done.
extra minute is up.
Yeah, the extra minute. But I put down 8 instead of 6 because of that.
Okay.
Okay. So that wasn't as bad as I thought, but it was definitely my throat's got the tickle.
Scratchy.
Scratchy throat.
Is there anything else you want to add to this game as far as Washington? Because there's not any Washington receivers that I'm comfortable playing with in my championship game.
You picked up in our punishment bet though. You took Crowder. Is that the one that you believe in the most?
If I had to pick a Washington receiver, Crowder's the one I believe in the most, but it ain't saying much, I'll tell you that. If I had to play him in my lineup, I'd be sweating bullets over here.
The only guy I'm starting on the Redskins at all is probably Chris Thompson or Adrian Peterson, one of those 2 guys.
I don't even feel comfortable starting Adrian Peterson. When you look at a line like 10, obviously Las Vegas and the bookies out there believe that Tennessee's going to have a pretty significant lead, and when that happens, Adrian Peterson is completely written off the game script.
So should I change and go Chris Thompson instead of AP?
Nope.
All right. I'm playing Derrick Henry, though, with confidence. If I know for sure going into it he's going to get a minimum of 15 touches, you can't not play him. So
December is the time to play Derrick Henry, obviously. We've seen it now 2 seasons in a row. Where December rolls around.
He's got that 4-game stretch or 3-game stretch. Where
both times. He's done it at the end of the season. He happened to do it last year, the same thing. Like all of a sudden it gets to be where it's cold outside and they don't want to throw the ball anymore, and they just pound that ball with Derrick Henry. And if he's going to get, like you said, 15 to 20 carries, then I'll take Henry.
Yeah, I will too.
All right. You want to move on to the next game? You're okay with that?
I do.
It's a little bit better of a game. Has some more playoff implications at least. Baltimore Ravens at the Los Angeles Chargers. And the Chargers are favored by 4.5 points in this game. The over-under is 44. How do you feel about this game lining up? Because I like the Chargers being at home. I think that it's going to be a little bit easier sledding than it would be in Baltimore.
With the 4.5 points, I like Baltimore. Baltimore is 7-7 against the spread. Chargers are 8-6, so they're right there. But Chargers, for whatever reason it is, and I haven't figured this out yet, but they always play to their competition, okay? And when they go against a really good defense, they can get pressure on Rivers and is really good against a run, which Baltimore is. It's just very hard for them to score. So the over-under being 44, I do lean towards the under in this game. I think it's going to be low scoring, and I think it's going to be a field goal game. I think that this game's going to come down to 3 points or less, and somebody's going to win this game in weird fashion, like 17-16, 14-13, something like that. I don't know which side wins. I would assume Chargers at home, but I think Baltimore is a sneaky play to win this game outright, go to 9-6, and solidify themselves in getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, you know what?
So don't be surprised if the Ravens upset Chargers in this game.
Looking at the stats, too, like Baltimore only gives up 87 yards on the ground, and the Chargers only give up 103 yards on the ground. So I don't think this game is going to be won just by handing the ball off, 30, 40 times.
Do you know, though, who the number one defense is in points allowed in the entire NFL is the game before we were just talking about? The Tennessee Titans are only giving up 18.1 points a game. Just to touch on that with the Adrian Peterson theory that you have, I just don't see how they're going to run the ball there.
But see, in this game that we're talking about with the Chargers and Ravens, if Melvin Gordon is playing, I'm starting him.
Okay,
in my championship game.
You are, right? Baltimore's defense, okay? Here's their 4 defensive stats. First in points allowed, tied with Tennessee at 18.1 points a game. So first in points allowed, or the best in points allowed, I should say. First in total defense, giving up only 290 yards a game, total a game. Third in passing defense, only giving up 202 yards in the air. Third in run defense, giving up 87 yards on the ground. So if you look at those stats, they're in the top 3 in every single defense. So Gordon comes back, maybe not 100%.
Right.
What kind of game do you expect out of Gordon, points-wise? I mean, in a PPR league, do you see him getting more than like 12 to 15 points?
Here's what sucks is I think they're going to have him on a pitch count.
Right. So you have to hope that he gets a touchdown.
Right.
And I don't believe they will. I don't believe that he's going to go down there, and unless he gets on the 1-yard line somehow and pounds it in, I just don't see him getting 20 or 25 touches this game.
No, this is a bad spot for the Chargers.
Spot for Melvin Gordon.
As far as fantasy-wise, I'm talking. Not like a bad spot for the team necessarily, because they have other guys that will step up. But for fantasy-wise, this is just a terrible spot.
You have the 8th best pass offense, though. Chargers do 8th best in the league, and 12th best run offense.
You would think it's a short week because they're playing on Saturday instead of Sunday, but they played on Thursday. So to me, it's the Ravens that are at a disadvantage there because they played on Sunday. So they have a little bit shorter of a week. The Chargers have that extra time, but they have a banged-up Keenan Allen, which we don't know if he's playing.
Right.
And then they have a banged-up Melvin Gordon, which they said by all means he should be back. He practiced this week, limited, but he's going to be on a pitch count, let's face it. And then I don't know if Austin Eckler comes back because he's still in the concussion protocol.
Does Hunter Henry have a chance to play in this game?
Not in this game, he doesn't.
Are you sure?
I think
he's
they can activate
right
him. I think they can activate him. Maybe get him some playing time in week 17, a little bit of playing time, so that he's ready for the playoffs. That's what I think. They said he practiced with a brace, and he's been practicing. But I think it's
crazy.
Too early.
That's crazy that he came back.
I think it's too early to bring him back now. I think that they let him play a little bit in week 17, and then they roll him out for the playoffs. And if they get a first round bye, then even better.
Right. Oh, for sure.
You know what
Give
I mean?
Him more
because
rest.
it gives them a little bit
more rest, for sure. In the game, though, again, I still like Baltimore getting the 4.5 points, and I like the under 44 points as well. You want to talk about our wall bet?
Yeah, let's talk about who we took.
So because there's 4 games going on, there's no Thursday games, Saturday games, we decided to do 1 quarterback each, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers each, no tight ends because there's literally not a tight end in sight.
Hot garbage.
Yeah, so we just left out the tight ends in this one. Jay drew the number 1 pick, and Jay took, Phillip Rivers?
Yes.
So Jay took Phillip Rivers. I'm just going to give you the teams, okay? So
yeah,
Jay,
just give us the teams.
Jay has Phillip Rivers, Melvin Gordon, Kenneth Dixon, Jamison Crowder, Tywan Taylor. Not really a star-studded lineup there besides Rivers and Gordon.
And I went heavy at running back.
You definitely did. James, took Lamar Jackson as my quarterback, Derrick Henry and Adrian Peterson as my running backs, Corey Davis and Keenan Allen as my wide receivers. I'm obviously wide receiver heavy, and I need a huge game out of Adrian Peterson. Should be the difference. For you, it kind of depends on what Crowder and Taylor do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you get like a touchdown from one of those 2 guys, you should have a pretty decent chance of winning. My whole thing, I think, depends on Adrian Peterson. If he does anything in the first half, I should be okay. If not, it's going to be a long day for Adrian Peterson.
And because we're recording this a little bit earlier than Saturday, obviously, this is a Thursday, we also talked about like if Keenan Allen misses the game because of injury, you get Mike Williams as a replacement, just so you don't get a goose egg. And then also on my end, If Melvin Gordon happens to not play, then I would get Justin Jackson if he doesn't play.
That would have been cool last week with Keenan Allen. Let's say Keenan Allen gets started on the very first play of the game. Like, he still started, so I don't get a replacement, correct?
I know, but no one was more bummed. I mean, we both got burned in actual games. Like, the triple threat bet is one thing, but it stung so much more having him in semifinal games and losing because of that. Like, literally 0 points.
I agree. Literally 0. But that one catch would have been nice. It would have been like a 20-yard catch and a touchdown, so it got you about 8.5 points.
And then if he went out, it's like, okay, well, at least, he got me 8 points, which is great. It's fantastic, but he gets you
at least you got
0.
you something. Yes, correct.
0.0.
So we're going to spin the wheel to see what the last punishment of the year is, correct? Well, we can go different punishments, different stuff, I guess, but for the last Thursday, Saturday.
What do we got here?
Watch your mouth.
Oh, good. We haven't had this one yet. So this is actually a board game. You've probably seen a lot of kids playing this, but I've actually seen adults play it too. It's pretty funny. It's the game where you have different cards and different sayings that you have to say, but you have this plastic piece in your mouth that kind of holds your lips open.
Yeah.
So
when you're at the dentist office and they're making the mold of your teeth, right?
So you can't really understand what you're saying because you can't put your lips together. So we'll make it a kind of a fun thing where in one of our team breakdowns or something, like not for a long time, but one of our team breakdowns, the loser has to wear that.
I would say I have to wear it for the whole entire punishment to the end of the episode.
You say that, but if you have that in your mouth for 30 minutes, it starts to rip like your gums, like it starts to hurt. So I don't think you want that, even if you lose.
Oh, and that's another thing. Is it the punishment? Which episode is it going to be on? Because we're not going to do it Thursday, Saturday next week. We're not recording next week.
It may have to be on our Dynasty episode then. We'll definitely get it out on YouTube, and we'll definitely have it.
It won't be next week though. It'll be the first week of the playoffs.
Right. Okay. Next week we're actually taking off because we record a lot of times on Tuesdays. And
this will be the first time.
Christmas.
This will be the first time in a year and 10 months that we've taken off a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if I can't make it, usually you and Travis, or if Travis can't make it, obviously me and you, or all three of us. But we've never taken an entire Tuesday off. Ever. So it's going to be nice to have a vacation. We're on the grind, and we're here every single week. But unfortunately, this week I am in Tahoe, and Jay is not available either. So yeah, it's just you're on your own. And plus, you know what? You don't need our help. You can always get a hold of us on Twitter at @TripleCodeJames, @TripleCodeJ, @TripleCodePodcast. Even if I'm in Tahoe, I still got Wi-Fi. Hopefully, it's at a cabin or somewhere up in the hills. Yeah, I better pray I have Wi-Fi. If not, I'm gonna be dead to the world. But Jay will be available at @TripleCodeJ if you have any questions. And your league does go to week 17. Some of them do. You can reach out to him, and he will answer you accordingly. And help you out with your lineups.
We'll help as much as we possibly can. Week 17 is one of those tough ones because you have guys that are going to be relevant in Week 17 that you haven't heard of in an entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like John Kelly,
mm-hmm.
and it's like guys that just come out of nowhere that are just going to play that one game. I was reading a story and a guy brought up, and I remember when this happened in 2004. Tennessee Titans had Billy Volek had to step in and be quarterback.
Number 7, Billy Volek.
The last two games, and he threw for over 400 yards and 2 touchdowns, and so he probably won some championships.
Is it number 7?
I don't remember.
Number 7 or 14? I think it's
Billy
7.
Volek.
Yeah, Billy Volek. Okay,
Look it up.
So that was the Thursday Saturday episode, however you want to call it, triple threat. But I have another punishment because it's a 2-time punishment day. I actually lost a wall bet to one of our listeners, Colin, from Bakersfield, California. He is a Buffalo Bills fan. I am a Detroit Lions fan. And we bet the game, and it came down to a last-second field goal from Matt Prater, and he missed the field goal.
Yeah,
he missed the field goal, and truth be known, here's the backstory here, is I was a huge Josh Allen supporter coming out of Wyoming. I said that he would be the most successful quarterback out of the 5 that got drafted in that first round. And I'm still sticking by that. I think he's going to have a very successful career. He's doing good in Buffalo. But Colin is more of a Josh Allen fan than I am. So I basically wrote a song to Josh Allen saying, hey, you know what? I'm a huge fan of yours, but after this game, after you just beat my Lions, I'm a little down on you right now. And Colin now is taking over as the #1 Josh Allen fan club. He even started a fan club on Facebook, the Josh Allen fan club. Go follow that if you love Josh Allen as much as we do.
And Twitter.
And Twitter as well. But I wrote a song, more of like a breakup song, and I want Josh Allen to know that I hope that he enjoys his new #1 fan, Colin, because it's no longer me, it's Colin now.
Yeah.
Okay? So Jay's going to start this up for me. I'm going to do a karaoke version. It's going to be Alanis Morissette. You Ought to Know. Hopefully it goes smooth as silk.
All right, are you ready for this, Colin?
Let's go. I just need to see the start when to go. I want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you both. A younger version of me, is he perverted like me? Would he go down on you in a theater? Is his beard so sexy, and would he have your baby? I'm sure he'd make a really excellent father. 'Cause the love that I gave that we made wasn't able to make it enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak Colin's name, does he know how you told me you loved me until you died, till you died, but you're still alive, and I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me. Number 17 of the Buffalo Bills ought to know. You seem very well. Bakersfield looks peaceful. I'm not quite as well. I thought you should know. Did you forget about me, Mr. TCP? I'd hate to bug you in the middle of dinner. It was a slap in the face, how quickly I was replaced. And are you thinking of me when you kiss him? 'Cause the love that you gave that we made wasn't able to make it enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak his name, does he know that you told me you hold me until you died, but you're still alive, and I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me the gun-slinging arm that you once gave to me. You ought to know. All right, that wasn't so bad.
No, that was pretty good.
That gun-slinging arm. He once gave it to me, Colin, but now he's yours. So Josh Allen, congratulations on your success there in Buffalo. Colin, I'm glad that I had to do the song instead of having to buy you a Josh Allen jersey. I'm okay with that punishment.
Yeah, the bet was an actual jersey,
Yeah.
and you were gonna hold true to that. Like
Yeah.
you were gonna he stuck to his word. But Colin messaged you and said, "Look, man, don't worry about a jersey. You sing me a punishment song, and we're good." And so right away, you knew it was gonna have to be a Josh Allen song.
Yeah, it had to be. I mean, we're both Josh Allen fans, but he took the cake now. He's the #1 fan, so send that out to Josh Allen. And
I'm waiting for the other wall bet that you have with him. Now, we already said Colin's a big fan of ours, and we appreciate him so much. And the fact that at the very beginning of the season, he put a wall bet with you.
Yeah.
The Bills record versus the Lions record. And I'll tell you, at the time, I was like, that is a big-time sucker bet, man. Lions definitely going to have a better record than the Bills.
Yeah, but did you know the entire offense is going to go down by injury and
I
everything
did
else?
not know that.
Me either.
I did not know that. But Josh Allen also missed some games.
Josh Allen, McCoy,
So they both had injuries.
It's
It's
just
just
that
Buffalo's
defense.
defense is solid.
they always are.
And from day one, they've been solid. And so that is going to come down to the wire because now the Bills have the advantage. So if you guys finish with the same record, identical records, he wins because he beat you straight up. The Bills beat the Lions straight up.
Thank you.
So you need to win one of these next two and hope that the Bills lose the next two for you to have a shot. You know what the punishment is on that? Do you remember what the punishment is on that?
No.
You don't remember?
No.
He's part of the Bills Mafia, clearly.
Mhm.
Bakersfield version,
Mhm.
not actually in Buffalo. But he said that he would slam through a table like the Bills Mafia does on game days.
But did I say I would do the same thing?
Well, I think we talked about
we need
it,
to
but
revisit that because I remember saying that if I tried that I might break my ribs because I don't think I
the
can
table
break a
isn't breaking.
The table's not breaking.
And you know what's funny is that this is just in time, like just this last Sunday was WWE's Tables, Ladders, and Chairs
Yeah.
pay-per-view event, so it's just very fitting
Like
that around this time.
like maybe I'll just get a table that's not made very well. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna ruin my $55 plastic table that I use every Thanksgiving and Christmas, whatever.
You can jump
because
off
I don't think I'm gonna crack. I don't think I'm gonna break it.
You can jump off like a 3-story building and you wouldn't crack one of those. I think you need to get one of those breakaway tables, like not the pressed wood.
Right.
The pressed wood
correct.
table is what you need.
I'm thinking like, do I jump off my wall or do I? I have a balcony in the backyard.
That's way too high.
You think?
Yeah. you need to do it off like a ladder that's like maybe 5 feet tall. Like you jump off your balcony, you're going right through that plywood, right through it.
Well,
Without
you're
a
gonna
doubt.
have to help me build it.
I want to know what he's jumping off of because I think he could put through a table, one of those plastic tables. I don't think he needs the press
He could,
wood.
no, he could definitely do through steel probably.
He
He'd
might
drop
have
an
his
elbow.
friend Tony slamming through it, but also he's in the championship game, so he's gonna be feeling good too.
Yeah.
If he wins
good
a
luck.
championship in his league,
If anyone's playing in their leagues right now for the championship, good luck. Please hit us up on Twitter. Ask us your questions at Triple Code James, at Triple Code J, at Triple Code Podcast. Slide into the DMs. Give us your options, and we will try to help you accordingly. Anything else that you want to add to the Saturday games or the punishments or anything else? We are not going to be here next week, so make sure it's worth
Merry
it.
Christmas. Hopefully you get to spend time with your family. We will be back after Christmas, right around the New Year.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of talk about that. Maybe on our Facebook Live episode for after Christmas, we'll have like a Christmas edition and New Year's edition.
Is that Tuesday? Is that?
Sure is Tuesday.
No, I'm
New
saying-
Year's Day is.
Oh my God, I don't know. So like, I'm gonna have to wake up early on January
There's
1st.
not a chance in the world that I'll be off on New Year's Day.
Okay, so we'll figure that out later.
We'll have to
Falcons
record on a
Falcons
different
just
day.
promoted former Bears Jeremy Langford from the practice squad to replace
Sam, that was your
Ito
former.
Smith.
That was your former man crush.
Former man crush Jeremy Langford. Look him up. Michigan State, wasn't it?
He's about to get picked up in dynasty leagues everywhere.
Packers also placed Aaron Jones on IR. So
Yeah, we saw that coming,
Go
'cause
pick
they-
up Jamal Williams.
Once they picked up Capri Bibbs yesterday on waivers,
Mhm.
I kind of saw the writing on the wall with that.
Well, there you go. Anything else you want to add?
Let's crack it.
Let's crack it up.